You know what absolutely infuriates me? When people have the audacity to say that Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins never delivered a classic together. Are you kidding me right now? These two have had some of the most criminally underrated matches in modern WWE history, and the fact that casuals sleep on this rivalry makes my blood boil. We're talking about two of the greatest in-ring performers of this generation, and somehow their matches get overlooked while everyone obsesses over the same tired matchups. Well, today that changes. I'm about to expose every single encounter between the American Nightmare and the Visionary, and by the end of this video, you'll either agree with me or you're flat out lying to yourself. Drop a comment right now telling me which match you think was their best, because I guarantee most of you haven't even seen half of these battles. Let's rewind the clock all the way back to when these two first locked horns. We're talking about the days when Cody was still finding himself in WWE, and Seth was already establishing his legacy as one of the most versatile wrestlers on the planet. Their chemistry was undeniable from day one, but the journey they've taken to get to where they are now, absolutely insane. The first time these two really caught our attention together was during their encounters in the mid-2010s. Cody was part of the tag team division, still rocking the Stardust gimmick in some instances, while Seth was ascending to main event status. Their styles complemented each other perfectly. Seth's high-flying, breakneck speed combined with Cody's technical prowess and ring psychology created magic every single time they stepped between those ropes together. But here's where it gets interesting. Fast forward to Cody's return to WWE in 2022 at WrestleMania 38. The man came back with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. He'd conquered the independent scene, built All Elite Wrestling from the ground up, and now he was back home to finish his story. And who was one of the first people to test him? You guessed it, Seth Rollins. Their first major singles encounter after Cody's return was at a Monday Night Raw, and let me tell you something, it was everything we could have hoped for and more. The crowd was absolutely electric. Cody came out with that fire in his eyes, the one that screams he's done playing games. Seth, ever the showman, brought that cocky, almost maniacal energy that makes him such a compelling character. The match itself? Pure cinema. Quick question for you, do you think Cody's matches got better after he left and returned to WWE, or was he always this good? Drop your answer in the comments, because this debate has been raging for years and I want to know where Wrestling Zone 1 stands on this. The storytelling in that Raw match was impeccable. Every move had purpose, every near fall had meaning. Seth worked over Cody's arm, trying to take away that crossroads finisher. Cody fought from underneath, showing that babyface resilience that makes crowds lose their minds. The back and forth action had people on the edge of their seats. And the finish? Chef's kiss. Cody hit the crossroads out of nowhere after countering Seth's attempt at a pedigree, and the place exploded. But that was just the beginning. These two continued to cross paths throughout 2022 and into 2023, and each match seemed to raise the bar even higher. One of their most memorable encounters came on a SmackDown episode where they went to a time limit draw. Yes, you heard that right. A time limit draw on television in the modern era. When's the last time you saw that done effectively? This match showcased both men's endurance and willingness to absolutely destroy each other for 30 minutes straight. The psychology throughout that match was next level. Neither man wanted to give an inch. Seth was working as the tweener, that guy who could be your best friend or your worst nightmare depending on the day. Cody was the determined hero, fighting through pain and exhaustion because that's what heroes do. They traded signature moves like trading cards. Stomp attempt, countered into a crossroads attempt. Crossroads attempt, countered into a pedigree setup. It was a masterclass in counters and near falls. Here's another question for the Wrestling Zone 1 family. What's more important in a match, high spots and crazy moves, or storytelling and psychology? Because Cody and Seth always managed to blend both perfectly. Let me know what you value more as a fan in the comments section. Now we need to talk about their Hell in a Cell encounter because this is where things got absolutely brutal. When WWE announced Cody vs. Seth inside the cell, the wrestling world collectively lost its mind. This wasn't just going to be a match, this was going to be a war. And boy, did they deliver on that promise. The cell match had this incredible backstory. Cody was dealing with a torn pectoral muscle, his chest literally purple and black from the injury. Any normal person would have postponed the match, taken time to heal, been smart about their career longevity. But not Cody Rhodes. The man is cut from a different cloth. He insisted on working through the injury because he refused to let down the fans or derail his momentum. Seth, being the brilliant worker he is, didn't hold back. He targeted that injury relentlessly. Every move was designed to inflict maximum pain on that torn pec. The visual of Cody's disco-layered chest being slammed into the cell wall, being hit with chair shots, being put through absolute hell, was both horrifying and mesmerizing. This wasn't just wrestling, this was a man proving he would sacrifice everything for his dream. The match itself featured some absolutely insane moments. Seth hit Cody with a stomp on a chair. They brawled on the outside of the ring, using the cell structure as a weapon. Cody hit multiple Cross Rhodes, showing that even with one arm essentially useless, he could still execute his finish. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome," because what else could you possibly chant when watching two men leave pieces of themselves in that ring? The ending saw Cody overcome the odds, overcome the pain, and overcome Seth Rollins to pick up the victory. When his music hit and he celebrated through obvious agony, there wasn't a dry eye in the arena. This match elevated both men. Seth proved he's one of the most sadistic, calculating wrestlers in the business when he needs to be. Cody proved he's willing to die for his craft. Think about this for a second. Would you have competed in that cell match with a torn pec, or would you have waited to heal? Be honest with yourself and drop your answer below, because I genuinely want to know if Wrestling Zone 1 fans have that same mentality as Cody. Their rivalry continued to evolve throughout 2023. They had matches on premium live events, they had matches on television, and each one added another layer to their ongoing story. One particularly memorable encounter happened at a live event that unfortunately wasn't televised, but those in attendance said it was possibly their best work together. The freedom to work without television time constraints allowed them to really stretch out and tell an even deeper story. What makes the Cody vs. Seth series so special is the evolution. In their early matches, it was about proving who was better. As time went on, it became about respect. Then it became about survival. Each chapter of their story built on the previous one, creating this rich tapestry of professional wrestling excellence that casual fans completely overlook. Seth's character work during their rivalry deserves special recognition. The man went from arrogant former Shield member to unhinged revolutionary to calculating veteran, and he adjusted his approach to Cody accordingly. Watch their first match, then watch their cell match. The difference in Seth's body language, his facial expressions, his move selection, it's like watching two completely different performers, yet it's the same genius adapting to the story. Cody, meanwhile, showed why he's the ultimate babyface. His ability to make you believe he's in danger, his ability to sell like his life depends on it, his ability to make every win feel earned, it's unmatched. In an era where some wrestlers coast on their name value, Cody wrestles every match like it's his last opportunity to prove himself. Let me ask you this, who's the better overall performer, Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins? This isn't about who you like more, but who you think is genuinely better at every aspect of professional wrestling. Comment your choice and actually explain why, because I want some detailed analysis from the Wrestling Zone 1 community. One match that doesn't get talked about enough is their encounter where Seth actually won clean. Yes, the Visionary picked up a decisive victory over the American Nightmare, and it was booked absolutely perfectly. Not every babyface needs to win every match, and this loss gave Cody something to overcome in their next meeting. It also gave Seth credibility as someone who could actually beat WWE's Golden Boy when it mattered. The finishing sequence of that match was brilliant. Cody went for the Cross Rhodes, Seth countered into a pedigree, Cody kicked out at 2.5. The crowd thought Cody had it won. Seth hit a superkick, followed immediately by a stomp, and Cody couldn't kick out. The 3 count felt earned, and Seth's celebration wasn't cocky, it was relieved. He knew he'd just beaten one of the absolute best, and it took everything he had. Their matches together also showcased the importance of near falls. In the modern era, some matches have so many kickouts that they lose meaning. But Cody and Seth always make you believe that this could be the finish. Their timing is impeccable. They know exactly when to kick out at 2 versus 2.5 versus 2.75. This attention to detail separates good matches from great matches. The chemistry between them extends beyond the ring too. In backstage segments, in promos, whenever they share screen time, there's this palpable tension. You can feel the mutual respect mixed with competitive fire. Neither man is willing to admit the other might be better, but both men know they bring out the best in each other. Throughout their series of matches, we've seen every type of wrestling style imaginable. Technical wrestling? Check. High-flying moves? Check. Brawling? Absolutely. Weapon spots? You bet. Submission attempts? Multiple. They've done it all together, and they've done it all at the highest possible level. Here's something I want you to think about. In 5 years, when people look back at this era of WWE, will Cody vs. Seth be remembered as one of the defining rivalries? Drop a yes or no in the comments, and explain your reasoning, because I think history is going to be very kind to this series of matches. The legacy of Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins is still being written. These two will undoubtedly face each other again. Maybe for a world championship. Maybe in another stipulation match. Maybe in a retirement match years from now. Whatever the case, we know it's going to be spectacular because these two simply don't know how to have a bad match together. What separates this rivalry from others is the genuine unpredictability. You never quite know who's going to win or how they are going to win. Both men have signature moves that can end a match in an instant. Both men have the credibility to beat anyone on any given night. This creates real tension that keeps audiences invested from bell to bell. Looking at the complete body of work between these two, what you see is the evolution of modern professional wrestling. They've taken the best elements from different eras and combined them into something uniquely their own. The technical proficiency of the mat-based wrestling from the past, the high-impact moves of the Attitude Era, the storytelling of the Golden Age, and the athletic innovation of the current generation, it's all there in their matches. So here's my final question for all of you in the Wrestling Zone 1 family. After hearing about all these matches, which one are you most excited to watch or rewatch? And if you've already seen them all, which moment from their rivalry lives in your head rent-free? I want to see those comments absolutely flooded with your thoughts, opinions, and hot takes. The bottom line is this: Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins represents everything that's right about professional wrestling. Two world-class performers who respect the business, respect each other, and respect the fans enough to go out there and leave everything in that ring. If you've been sleeping on these matches, it's time to wake up. And if you're still sitting here telling me they never had a classic together, then I genuinely question if we're watching the same sport. This rivalry deserves to be celebrated, studied, and remembered as one of the great series of matches in WWE history. Don't let the casual fans and the haters convince you otherwise. The tape doesn't lie, and the tape shows that Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are two of the absolute best to ever do it, and when they collide, magic happens. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Make sure you're subscribed to Wrestling Zone 1, hit that notification bell, and drop a like on this video if you agree that Cody versus Seth is criminally underrated. And seriously, flood those comments with your takes because I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this rivalry. Until next time, keep watching, keep debating, and keep living wrestling.